It's training camp season. Today we're looking at the Carolina Panthers and getting a good look at Bryce Young, throwing the rock around, working through drills, everything else. Before we dig in though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at your favorite players every day, your rookies, your position battles, your quarterbacks, and soon guys you're drafting in fantasy football. If you want to see who's climbing the roster, who's actually getting playing time, it's right here. Click that button. Stop missing out on what your players are doing behind the scenes. We're looking at Bryce Young here today. 2.5 minutes. We'll loop this and keep talking ball like we always do. There's a lot to say about the Carolina Panthers. First off, if you want a Jimmy Horn video, let me know in the comments. Hit that like button because we got that. But look, connecting with TMAC. Looking solid right there on the play. Here's to the next one yesterday, FanFest. There he is back there. Back there. And the thing is, we cover Bryce Young every single year. Every single year gets the ball out good. Looking good. Steps up in the pocket. Fast released. Fast mental processor. Exactly what we saw from Alabama. And he's looking solid. Stepping up in the pocket. Always looking solid. Always looking crisp. Had that slow run, but came back last year. Was on fire. And this team added some pieces, guys. This team added some pieces. They're going to be looking a lot solid. A lot more solid. And really, they're deeper at running back. Chuba and Rico. That sounds like a TV show. Chuba and Rico. And now you look at TMAC being added. Now he's got his number one wide receiver, which is something he needed. Something he needed all along. Hunter Renfrow has been killing it in practice. Jimmy Horn's been killing it all along. Like, that was a sleeper in the draft. Like I've been saying, him, LeJohntay Wester, those are two Colorado Buffaloes you need to pay attention to. Everybody was Travis Hunter, and sure, those were the two Colorado Buffaloes that were going to make and wreak some havoc once they got to the league. And Jimmy Horn's been doing it every day. Every single day. Connecting there with T-Mac. T-Mac's nasty. T-Mac's the perfect wide receiver for Bryce Young. The perfect wide receiver. If you look at the average depth of target of all the wide receivers last year, all of them, or most of them, have an ADOT in the double digits. Getting deep targets downfield. That being said, when you look at T-Mac and what he did throughout his career at Arizona, deep targets downfield, did not matter if it was contested or not, he was going to rise up and make the play. And we all know Bryce Young will step up in that pocket, keep his eyes downfield, sling it downfield, make it look good. Contested, not contested. And now he's got his guy for those moments. Downfield. Now red zone opportunities. You see XL in the last picture there. Xavier Legette. Now think about in the red zone. You got the back pylon, T-Mac, one-on-one, 50-50 ball. And then you got to deal with that monster and that size, running into 4-3s, around the goal line, on a crosser. You got Adam Thielen. You know how he makes plays around the red zone, how he's very reliable. Jimmy Horn, Hunter Renfrow. Like, this is a more stacked offense, and it's gelling well. JT Sanders into another season where he had a lot of games with over 5 targets last year. He was looking good last year as a rookie. And with Texas, he had his moments where he was solid. He was considered one of the best tight ends in all college football. And now you're looking at what they did in his running back room and adding Rico Dowdle, who held it down for the Cowboys last year. They pretty much traded Miles Sanders for Rico Dowdle. Not really, but you know what I'm saying. Dallas lost that one. Rico Dowdle, solid up the gut, good vision, very dependable. Very dependable. We saw that at Dallas. Good feet. Give him the opportunity. He'll make it happen. He doesn't have to be the guy because you got Chuba, and Chuba is the guy. Chuba's solid. Caught that bag last year. Looked good last year. Drafted Trevor Etienne. Reading the tea leaves from the camp reports from the beat writers as they're tweeting out during practices. Sounds like he's had some moments. But that's the man. It's T-Mac. Catching deep balls downfield. That is the man that's going to be a catalyst to this whole thing blowing up and going nuclear. This is your surprise team. This is your surprise team that's going to go on a run this year. This is it. If you're looking for a surprise team that the masses, like Carolina Panther fans, are probably going to flock to this a little bit. So they're going to be like, yeah, I know. But the masses, people who are not paying attention, people who just watch NFL Network, NFL Networks like CNN, Fox News, or whatever. If people, those people, not paying attention to the Panthers, what they've been doing incrementally, all these players that are young, that are developing, year 2, year 3, they're getting better. They're getting better. There's a lot of chance for upside here, where if things click, and you're in year 2 of Canales. Canales wanted to do some things last year, really couldn't. Like, he wanted that running back room a little bit deeper. He was talking about, as they went into week 1 last year, how they want to split up touches between running backs. They want to use 2 running backs. They couldn't use 2 running backs. They couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. Brooks hurt. Chuba went off. Miles Sanders didn't. Miles Sanders looked good in training camp like he always does. Miles Sanders out of practice for the Cowboys right now. I don't know if you knew that. It was Saturday. He wasn't practicing. Jaden Blewett got first-team reps. Heard it here first if you weren't paying attention, Panthers fans. So if you were looking at your ex-girlfriend that was kind of side-eyed, yeah, it's still side-eyed. Now you're looking at Bryce Young here. Like, what I liked about him coming out of college, it's still true. Fast middle processor, keeps his eyes downfield, accurate deep ball. A lot of people don't like the size. It is what it is. I don't care. The fast mental processor is what I like. His ability to go from read to read to read to read while manipulating the pocket, moving around, while being able to catch that angle to throw the ball. That's what I like about him. When he's back there being pressured, it feels like I'm controlling the stick in Madden. Like, that's how he's moving, it feels like. And he finds the guy downfield. I like him. I like him. I like him when others didn't. Xavier Legette and TMAC together. Like, that is a perfect pair for the long term. Like, you got your yak big monster with a contested catch monster who can also break off routes. TMAC's your AJ Green. T-Mac's your AJ Green. You just haven't heard it yet, or known it yet, or believed it yet, or whatever. He's your AJ Green. He's AJ Green. That's what he's going to be for the Carolina Panthers. That is why I called him the catalyst to this breakout for your team. He's going to be the guy getting it downfield. Ironically, you got Andy Dalton, but you got something better. Bryce Young pushing it downfield. That's going to be a rapport that's going to stick pretty well. You're looking at one of the top wide receivers soon in the league. Acrobatic catch guy. Big-time prospect out of high school. Productive early in college. Instant breakout age, pretty much. Then put the stamp on things throughout his career. Got more productive. Highlight reels. Just mossing folks. Even at camp. Even in college. Excited about him over the last few years to come out for the draft. Got drafted high in the first round. Already making some big plays. Has that aura to him. Very calm, cool, calm, collected, but yet aggressive at the catch point when needed. Like, there's all these factors. Just, when you see it, a lot of people see it, but they're too scared to put it out there. They're too scared to say Justin Jefferson is a top-level prospect. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say he's good, but that's your AJ Green. That's your AJ Green. And whatever else you got around there, you got Jimmy Horn has been solid. Looking at him at the Shine game. Looking at him at the Shine game. That came out funny. My voice is dry. My throat's dry. But I look for him to do some things. I look for him to carve out a good role. But you got some good players here. Hunter Renfrow looking solid. You're reviving him. The revival of Hunter Renfrow. Adam Thielen's still around there. XL. Like the thing is, TMAC going deep, XL on the crosser. Maybe they do it here. Coming out. Like, you got to pick your poison with that. You got to pick your poison. You can't like Keon on TMAC because XL will burn you underneath. XL will burn you. and then talk about riding horses on the way back. That's what's going to happen. But you're looking at Bryce Young here. Let me know if you want a Jimmy Horn video because I got it for you. Hit that subscribe button on the way out. One, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.